Cancer, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your storyline here, check another major placement. See if we can't connect over there. So, we're starting with the Oracle deck of mixed decks of Moonology and Work Your Light. And then we're going to move on to my brand new deck, Guardian of the Night. You'll recognize the artist from Urban Crow and Crow Tarot. So, okay, that's plenty there. Okay. Oh, this one keeps showing up. What are you doing here, Cancer? This is fascinating. These three coming out together really create some tension for me. So we have a time to give rather than take. So you're going into something, results unknown, but you're really thinking about what you're bringing to the situation, about the gifts that you bring, the tone that you bring, the energy that you bring into a situation with an unknown outcome, right? The new moon to me always means like acting without really knowing into a situation, bringing your energy, your gifts into a situation without really, without being certain of the outcome, without knowing where it's all going. But so thinking about that. And we also have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. To me, this means bringing in, again, we have a new moon situation where, so we have a beginning of something where we're not really able to predict what the response is going to be. We don't really know, but this is sharing genuine emotion. So I think what your time to give rather than take, and bringing love into the situation is really thinking about the genuine expression of emotion that you're bringing into a situation. You don't necessarily have, there's no guarantee in which way it's going to go. You probably don't have much of an idea of which direction it's going to go in, but you're being asked to bring in, share genuine emotion, and bring that into the situation. I feel like this will be a time for healing. I feel like we're getting a card, Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. It will be, really healing for you or another party. There's some sort of healing that can happen here. And again, we're getting a time to give rather than take. And whenever I see these in these cards, it means it's a little bit time sensitive. Like there's a moment here, an opportunity here for you to share some genuine, true emotion, for you to bring your real self, your real feelings into a situation, and it will be very healing. But there is, we're seeing time mentioned twice, so there will be an opportunity coming up. It's not just in general do this. This is highlighting very specifically this time for you. And time in tarot and oracle decks, they can be a little tricky. So but with these cards here, I'm getting quite a clear message that the time is now for you to do something like that, for you to share genuine emotion. And we're in Aquarius, so we're not just our emotions. We're thinking about how to share them. We're bringing love into the situation. We're an air sign. We're communicating. Not you, you're Cancer, but the new moon in Aquarius is an air sign about communication and thought. And Aquarius, as the water bringer, is bringing thoughtful communication about emotion, about water emotion. So it's thoughtful communication. It's not just you're not just barfing out words or emoting. You're thinking about what you're bringing to a situation. And it's going to be pretty healing for everyone involved, or at least somebody involved is going to have some healing. And we have a fiery climax approaches. So this one is always very interesting to me. Something exciting happening, interesting, different, out of the norm. A fiery climax approaches. So it's not something, this is not regarding something that you're doing. You're not creating a fiery climax, but it is something exciting, good or bad, is coming towards you. It's approaching you. There's a sense of your passivity here, which I find interesting because it's full moon in Aries, which is a very like active instigator, right? It's the first sign in the zodiac. So it's the instigator energy that can get things started, get things moving. So I guess what I'm seeing here is that something's going to happen that's going to give you an opportunity to bring in to share your true feelings. Like, and there's something coming in here, an instigation of maybe a conversation or a situation that gets that gets things moving. And this is the ignition. So Aries is the ignition of the whole ignition switch for the whole zodiac here. So and then trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling trying to tell you? So there's something, you're getting an intuitive hit, and this is just a little reminder to listen to that intuitive hit. Not necessarily obeying it, high level of obedience to any niggle, but I like this, that it's phrased as a question. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So you're getting some sort of feeling. It may have repeated a few times. It may be spotty. You may be like, am I feeling this right? Is this right here? And so this is like to really start thinking about what it is that that the repeated messages that you seem to be getting, or you seem to be hearing, I mean, like observing and sensing. So you are sensing something. And it's maybe been here going on for a little bit, but I'm getting sort of like a radio channel coming in and out, static and then clarity, static and then clarity, and this is to like investigate the try to fine tune your radio a little bit, and figure out what that channel is, what you're feeling. It maybe is floating in and out here, but at moments it seems to have clarity. So pay attention the next time you get that feeling. Do a little extra capsule here. Oh my God, that's really funny. That's very funny to me. Okay, well, there we go. That's funny because I shuffle like half of my days, right, are spent shuffling. So Cancer, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Okay, even with that disaster, things kind of straighten themselves out. So in your recent past we have, and so this is a new deck to me, but it's all the same tarot cards. So it'll be interesting to see what different messages, what different parts of the message these cards highlight with the artwork. 9 of Swords, a time of anxiety and fear. There was a sense of being safe, trying to stay safe, but looking out into the unknown, feeling a lot of fear. It's the Nightmare card, so it's also about our thoughts. It's a Swords, so it's about thoughts, communication. So being very afraid, like technically safe, technically right where you belong, but with so much unknown, so much in the dark here, it was easy for your mind to kind of take hold of some possibilities, some negative possibilities, and really, I want to say absorb those, and so it's living in fear, having a lot of fearful thoughts, despite, and it's just based on the unknown, on the unknown, the unseeable, what you couldn't see, what you didn't know. A lot of fear in that, even though technically you may have been safe. So, and these fears may have kept you up at night. Right, she's looking over her shoulder. It's sleepy time, baby's asleep, so we have enough safety where baby's asleep, right? Where we're not like literally having to run from anything. But she's looking out into the dark night, thinking about all of the dangers that could be lurking. But there's a sense of, I love that card, because there's like, our anxieties have this presumption that they're protecting us from things, right? They're not necessarily protecting us, but there is a sense that that's what anxiety thinks it's doing. It's not like a chronic anxiety. Fears that come up in a literal situation that's right before you is fine, is normal, is healthy. But fears about situations that aren't here, that we're just imagining in our head, right? We're trying to be vigilant. We're trying to keep ourselves healthy. So we can have a lot of compassion for ourselves and our anxieties, because that's what they're trying to do. But it does get it can be a little strange when you start pulling away from anxiety, because your anxiety will be like, no, I'm the only one keeping you safe. And that's where it starts to be like highly dysfunctional, or you start to realize that it's not a functional thing. So but there's a lot of anxiety in your past, a lot of fears about the unknown, and we can have compassion for that anxiety, our own anxiety, because it's here trying to keep us safe. That's what its intention is. It's very well intended, to look out for dangers and be ready for them, but that's not actually very useful at some point. So it was kind of useless anxiety. So in your current situation, you have Ace of Pentacles. You have a new opportunity, something new coming in here, new job, new work, new training. It's something very physical. The Pentacles are all the intentions and the feeling, the physicality, the physical manifestation of something. So you have a new beginning. You have a new thing, something new to begin, a new journey, it's actual, it's real, it's happening. All these intentions, all these hopes, all of these, I wouldn't say the fears, but the fears that this wasn't going to happen, it's happening. You have an opportunity right in front of you. It's coming in very clearly. All of this intention and all of this stuff right when things come into reality, there's a lot that goes unseen, that goes on before that. So a new beginning, this could just be applying for something, this could just be it's very much a new beginning. So it could be just the beginning of a journey, as far as like taking concrete steps towards something that you want, that you've been thinking about. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, we have Temperance. Temperance can come off as a bit of patience, waiting for divine timing, adjustment, getting used to something, getting used to the idea of something. Maybe this opportunity comes in and it's a little bit of a rush. It's a little bit of a surprise, maybe. In this Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot of determination. Here, there's a lot of seizing the moment, seizing the day, there's a sense of having seen something and making a grab at it. It's really fascinating. It's actually taking me back to, I used to have a farm, and one of my chickens, something ate its head off. So I was going out in the night. I didn't discover till the nighttime, and I was going out to bury it, because you don't want a dead chicken hanging around, because then all the little scavengers start to realize where they can get a really plump, juicy meal. And then your live chickens and some predator had already come by. Anyway, I went out to bury it, and went out to the field and was digging a hole for it. And this owl swooped down just like this. Its claws screeching. It saw exactly what it wanted. I was taking what it wanted, right? It was coming for the chicken. It had its eye on the chicken. And here I was, taking away its prey, or not its prey, but its meal. And I had I had a headlamp on, so I looked up, I heard something, I looked up, and this owl was just completely illuminated, coming towards me with its claws out, pretty much just like this. So I'm not 100% sure, but that was very clearly coming back to me. Maybe, this owl here, I'm never going to be able to see this Ace of Pentacles without seeing that moment of no, excuse me, this is mine. It didn't get the chicken, or the dead chicken, but anyway, everything went fine except for I was a little freaked out. So there was, it is a sense that this is mine and I'm grabbing it. It's mine. There's a sense of ownership here over this new beginning, seeing it, knowing that it's yours. Temperance, this in the flow of things, you're hoping that this is all in the flow. You're half in one world, half in another world, dipping your toe into something, into some sort of larger flow of life. I feel like maybe there's been like you're hoping to get out of this place of stagnation and into a greater flow, into the flow of the universe, more feeling like you're in the flow. I mean, you're never not in the flow, but there's a sense of getting ready to, are we going into the water or out of the water? But that's what this is in your thoughts, what you're thinking of is a transitional period. And then in your environment, we have 6 of Wands. But it's reversed. You haven't accomplished any. You haven't accomplished something. Either there's a sense of humiliation here. Maybe you're embarrassed about something. Because there's a very public element to 6 of Wands. Maybe you've had some triumphs, but you've kept them private. Maybe you haven't felt the community support that you would like to. Maybe for this Ace of Pentacles moment, maybe you have an opportunity, but you're not feeling very well supported in it. And maybe you haven't accomplished something that people had hoped you would accomplish. There's a sense of, in the upright, there's a sense of our community wanting to support us. In the reverse, there could be a sense of public humiliation, not feeling supported, not feeling appreciated, and a sense of having an expectation that you were supposed to accomplish something by this point, but you have not. Like it's supposed to, as in there was an expectation from your community that you would be, from your community, this could be family, this could be work, this could be any sort of group that you're a part of, or maybe this could be not feeling part of a group. Not feeling celebrated, feeling maybe that like you've let people down. Feeling like you've let people down. Like you're not really part of a community maybe, or you're not really a valued member. That people are disappointed in you. In your environment, we have the Hanged Man here. Something stalled, something in your environment. There could be like an opportunity for something, but it's gotten stalled. You could be embarrassed by that. You could be feeling like this, like other people are watching you and you're not quite living up to expectations. The situation stalled though. This is external to you. This isn't really like something you have a lot of control over, but there's a sense of hanging out here, playing dead. Oh my gosh, the possum, that's clever. Clever, very clever for the Hanged Man. Yeah, playing dead. Hanging out here, playing dead. The situation is playing dead, but it's unresolved. It's still alive. It's still alive. There's still quite a bit that needs to happen. It's going to happen. But for now, it's playing dead. The situation is just stalled. That's all. And then in your to-do list, Knight of Swords, clear communication. Clear communication, and then we got this here too. So clear communication about something. That's how that's how you're supposed to move in this situation. His teeth are so giant. Look at, I don't know if you can see his giant teeth here, but which is really an interesting look on a fish. I know they have, some of them have teeth, or I don't really know how many of them have teeth, but some of them seem to. I think so. Knight of Swords, or teeth-like things, probably. I don't know. I don't really study fish. So Knight of Swords here. Knight is movement. Knight is communication. Swords are ideas and communication. So, and there's a lot of clarity. So bringing in a lot of clarity about what you think. Clear communication. That's your job here, right? A time to give rather than take. Bring love into the situation. I always view this as bring authenticity into the situation. Clear communication is called for. The situation requires you to say something. Communicate something very clearly. And then in your possible outcome, we have Page of Wands. An intuitive, and this is the niggle. This is trust the niggle. You'll be getting some sort of intuitive hit. Be curious about it. Oh gosh, it's the same message here. Because this one I was getting like, be curious about it. Don't necessarily jump into it, but whatever intuition you get, but start asking questions about, why do I keep coming up against this? Why is this still like this? Why is this happening like this? So this is getting an intuitive hit on something, a creative new beginning, and really pages are learners. They're questioning, they're trying to figure things out, they're learning about things. So seeing something, seeing an opportunity, and this can be for creative expression, this can be an intuitive hit on something. You need to communicate clearly, and it's almost like if you communicate very clearly, and this is literal communication, but it can be through many different means, conversations, texts, whatever. I mean, be careful. Obviously, you want your communication to match the You want to match the severity, right? We don't communicate through text, that which needs to be done in person. But there is communication here. That's your to-do list. Communicate very clearly. Page of Wands, we have an intuitive hit, a new beginning, learning about something, learning about your intuition, learning about a new passion entering your life. That is exciting, but it has to do with trust this niggle. Like something keeps showing up here. There's sort of a pattern, and it's sort of like, start paying attention to that. Something's trying to get your attention. Your intuition's trying to get your attention about something. This could be the beginning of a creative project. This could be just an intuition about something you want to create in the world. And something you want to do, but this is the beginning, the intentions of it. It's really interesting, this Ace of Pentacles here. There is an opportunity already there, or is something starting, something that you wanted and thought about and were worried was never going to happen, has started. But it's asking you to very clearly communicate about it, or well, willing to be the beginner, willing to ask questions of some sort of creative process, some sort of intuitive process, and that's where you're headed. This Hanged Man energy could be this time for healing, this time for just resting, creating a rest period for you for a time. But so maybe like no action about something, but looking for your opportunity to communicate, and then some sort of intuition coming in about that, around that. So hopefully that was helpful for you, Cancer. And I hope you have a wonderful fortnight, and I'll see you guys soon.